And then alphabet B, it says calculate the magnitude and direction east of north of the resultant vector. So they're telling me this is the resultant vector. All right. Last time I think I said it, we're going to do the sum. First, we need to do the sum of all the forces acting along the x-axis. Isn't it right? All right, so it's gonna be, I want you to look the one, you see, this is along the x. This one is pointing to the right. The other one, the orange, is also pointing to the right. So they're both pointing in the same direction. So we're gonna add them. I'm gonna take 17,68. I'm gonna add it with the 34, with the 20. Yeah, so it's gonna be 17,68. I'm gonna add it with this one here, which is the 20, and then let's add them together. What do we get? Is it 37,68 kilometers? We good, right? Then we need to do the sum of the vectors along the y. I should actually put the arrow there. I love to put arrows because it's a vector. So let's go look at this one. This vector here, it's pointing upwards. The green is pointing down, opposite direction. Am I right? I'm gonna take up as positive, meaning I'm gonna take the 34,64 minus, meaning the 34,64. I'm going to minus the other one. I know it was 17,68 because they are pointing in two different directions. So we're going to use a calculator. 34,64 minus 17,68. I get 16,96 kilometers. Now I want to do this. Remember the horizontal one, we took right as positive. So this means this vectors is pointing to the right. So I'm using that arrow for you to see. And then this one is also positive, which means it was upward. So we can do Pythag, but before we do Pythag, let's draw these vectors here and demonstrate them. I'm going to start with the one on the x. The x one, I'm going to use that and say that one represents the 37,68 kilometers to the right. Then the next one, I'm going to go blue, which goes upwards. This one now represents the 16,96 kilometers. Then resultant, it's a straight line from the starting point to the end point, which is the red one. So the red one, it's actually your resultant. So this is your resultant there. All right, so we need theorem of Pythagoras to work out this one here. All right, so now let me kind of shift this. I'm going to put it down there so that it looks nice. I'm going to squeeze it nice and lekker. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. All right, so now here I'm going to do theorem of Pythag to get the resultant here. So the resultant is going to be R with an arrow. I'm already taking square root. I need to take the 37,68. I need to square it. It's like my x. And then plus the other one, the 16,98. I need to square that. Now I need to take the radical sign or square root of that. So I must have square root of that, which is that. And you guys have your beautiful calculator there. So let's work out what the R is going to be. So it's square root 37,68 squared plus 16,98 squared. When I get a square root, I'm getting 41,329. So it will be 33 for me kilometers. Do you agree? I rounded off to 2 decimal. Do you agree with me? All right, then I'm going to put an angle. Normally we want the angle next to the horizontal. So I'm going to put the angle there, theta there. So theta is opposite to this number. This is the OPP, the opposite. And then this one here, it will be the adjacent. So tangent will be the way to go. Resultant, it's equals to 41,33 and then kilometers. Of course, this would have been the hypotenuse. So I don't want to use the hypotenuse because I rounded off. I love to use the original, guys. So let's get that theta. So we'll go tangent of theta equals to, remember tangent is the opposite, this yellow one here. So which is 16,96 divided by the adjacent, which is 37,68. I'm going to put that in the bracket. But to get the angle, I must do arctangent, shift tangent. So theta is going to be arctangent. Tangent like to the -1 of that number, those numbers. I'm just going to copy and plug them here. I'm just going to plug them here of that. And then let's get those degrees. Now we can do that. So shift tangent, open bracket, 16,96 divided by 37,68, close the bracket. I get 24, normally I know with an angle, they normally round off to 1 decimal place or to no decimal place. So I'm gonna, you can go 23 degrees, but I'm just gonna go 2 degrees. All right. Yeah, but that is 24,2 degrees above the x-axis, above the yellow line. So in other words, you are moving from east towards the north. Can you see that? So let's go back to your diagram, to this diagram here. So we're talking about this angle here, where I'm putting theta there. That's what it is, because this one we figure it out. How much was that? 41. So this is 41,33, and then the angle, we got that one to be 24,2 degrees. That is above the red line. If you want to figure out that one, you can. But you need to say, I'll say above. Normally, they might say above, just for you to be positive, to be specific, above the positive x-axis. You can do that. Yeah, you can even mention it the other way around. So this thing